Hello, everybody. It is Matt, and it is Bloodthirsty Thursday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when you are here. I know I'm here an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review. And one last little tidbit of info. Check out the description box. I give you a bigger bite of every single movie of every single day, such as your brief synopsis, your starring cast, director, runtime of the cut I am watching, a link for a trailer, a link for where you can watch today's movie for free, and then if you decide, you can help support Matt's Movie Mania and toss me a couple of bucks. Now that I got all that said in mind, all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. And today's a very interesting one. I hope I don't mess up the title. It is none other than Vinnie's Vantastic Rock and Roll Adventure. Yes, I said that correct. Vinnie's Vantastic Rock and Roll Adventure. Directed by Brandon Bishop, I believe was the director's name. I'm sorry if I murdered that. Either way, it stars our good friend Vineyard and Luke Walker. Very fun movie. Came out back in 2023, so it's a year old now. It's got a little bit of a runtime. It's got a runtime of 2 hours and 13 to 15 minutes. I think it was 13 if memory serves me correctly. But it is a little bit of a longer film. Don't let that run you away though, because this one was actually really, really good. This is the third film I've got to review for the I think they're called Funky and Fresh. It would be the Vineyard and Luke Walker trilogy of films. The first was The Hike, and then WGHCAM, I believe is what it was called, was the second, and this is the third. Sorry, my cat's just knocking stuff over in the background. I have 3 of them, and they like to make little appearances here and there. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. This is the third in the trilogy. They leave it wide open for a fourth, just to let you know. If you watch this, you know, because it says at the end, it'll be explained in the sequel. Now, just because that is said there, that does not mean that I've given away anything of the film yet. I'm going to go ahead and talk about it a little bit. I don't want to give away too much. Vinnie he's from all 3 of them. This time he's being woken up by his girlfriend, who his girlfriend is kind of upset with him, or I guess more than just kind of. She's yelling at him about going to work, and he's like, I'm not going to work, I'm done with that place, blah blah blah. And he just doesn't connect with her on this level right now. She wants him to basically be gone by the time she gets home from wherever she goes for the day. He gets all of his stuff out. Her thing was his big plans in life were to travel the country in a minivan and live out of it. Not my ideal situation of living, but you know what? It's to each their own. You know, I think if you got the means to do it, then go right ahead. I think it'd be fun. You know, the things you come across, the countryside would be very interesting. And so he goes on this trip. He's gonna go meet his friend Luke, played by Luke Walker. Gonna go meet him. He's in Vinnie's in Chicago by way of Baltimore. And then Luke is now in St. Louis, Missouri. So he goes down to pick up Luke. Luke is an interesting fellow. He reminds me of the dude from Big Lebowski in a lot of ways. A mixture between the dude and Tommy Chong, that is. I think it is a perfect fit for who he is. But there's this great scene that involves him in a whole mess load of watermelons and what you can do with the watermelons after or beforehand. Involves warming them up in a microwave. That's all I'm gonna say. You see a Bigfoot by the name of Barry at some point. And Barry is a very interesting character all on his own. I love that they kind of blur him out a little bit whenever he's in shot. It kind of gives it a little more fun effect, I feel. And then eventually, I forgot to say they are, both Luke and Vinnie are going to go they're on this trip to go to Los Angeles to see their favorite band that they were growing up called Hugs. And Hugs is a band that is constantly ragged on and talked about how they ripped off Kiss. Which, yeah, they're a blatant ripoff of Kiss. You know, it's one of those things. But like they sound like their music is interesting. Like one of the lead singers sounds like I can't think of his name right now, but the singer of Anti-Scene. He kind of sounds like him, you know, the Gene Simmons type character in the band Hugs. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. When he picks up Luke. Luke is an interesting cat. He's like, oh, I gotta stop off at my friend's house, and then he whips out a map of Tennessee, and he's like, we're not in Tennessee, one of those deals. And then they go there, and of course he gets money and drugs, but he's told to. He tells Vinny to get the hell out of here. Well, and get the fuck out of here. You know, like one of those sort of deals. It's hilarious. He eventually ditches Luke because Luke is a loose cannon. Goes even further on this ride. Eventually, you see aliens. You see a cult. You see a cool spray paint. It's a place in Arizona where you spray paint. You can freely spray paint on these. They look like cars in the ground. That was really cool, with a fun scene that involved a wrestler and his family. It's just one great scene after another with this movie. This is by far the biggest and the boldest out of the three films. I love all three of them, but this one by far is the winner of all of them. I think this is so good and done so well that it's beyond my expectations. Like I expected to love it, but not as much as I really like it. This is one of those I can see if they did physical copies. I don't know if they do or not. I would love to own a copy of this one and watch it multiple times. This one is just absolutely a jaw dropper when it comes to one-liners. It is hilarious. Some of the things that happen in here are just beyond absurd. You know, it's fun stuff. Alright guys, now on to the three things that I love my movies to meet. The first is the audio. The audio is very good. It is very professionally done. There's no moments where I can't understand a character because of any outside interference, static, backfeed, or just poor equipment. No, everything is really on point in this movie. Excuse me. Wow. I'm gonna give it an A plus as far as audio goes. Now, the winner in this whole movie is the dialogue, in my opinion. The dialogue is written so well that it just meshes just perfectly, in my opinion. I expect these words to come out of these characters' mouths, like they fit to a T just perfectly, and I think that everybody just did such a great job delivering their lines. I think this is just a home run out of the park, in my opinion. So I'm going to give it another A plus there on the dialogue. And now third and finally, before I get to a final score, is editing. Editing is done very good. Like I said, this has a 2-hour plus run time. Usually I would say, hey, we need to cut some stuff to get this a little shorter. Honestly, I don't think anything could have been cut in this. I think this runs at a perfect runtime for what you get. I never once was bored. I took one break only because I had to go to the bathroom, but that's neither here nor there. But anyways, so it runs together really smooth. It's like a roller coaster ride that has no ending. It's just fun. So I'm gonna give it an A there. Now my final score on 1 through 5, it's not a 5. It's like a 4.99999 out of 5 type movie. I don't know. I think that this is probably about as perfect as this movie will get. It's really damn good. If you like vacation movies, road trip movies, let's see, National Lampoon's Vacation, Road Trip, Detroit Rock City. What else would I throw in there? It just really has a nice vibe. So definitely check this out. Vinnie's Vantastic Rock and Roll Adventure. Yes. That is a tongue twister to say. Alright guys, I love your faces. And as always, peace.